What is up, my friends? How are you guys doing? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. I hope wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, you are striving, you are thriving, you are loving yourself and loving the ones you're with, because that is the way we should live our lives, folks. Today, we're going to be talking about a movie from 2024. This is directed by Lowell, and it stars Carrie-Anne Moss and Frank Grillo. Frank Grillo's like briefly in it, like maybe 5 minutes screen time tops. Definitely more like a cameo than an actual appearance, but hey, he's billed in it, so we're going to give him credit for it, right? Guys, this is called Die Alone. This is one of the most interesting zombie flicks I've seen, so hit that like and subscribe button for me so we can get into the blood and guts of the matter. All right, guys, today, Die Alone is going to be described as best I can. I've been putting this off. I put this movie off for probably 6 or 7 months, if I'm being honest. It has been a long time since it's been in my queue. But it sounded like so many other zombie, post-apocalyptic, end-of-the-world scenario films that I've seen. I've seen 100 of these, 1,000 of these. I mean, from 2009 to today, zombies are so prevalent in our cinematic adventures in the horror genre. It's zombies, it's ghosts, and then this traumatic horror where everybody's got to have some kind of daddy issue or abandonment issue that turns into a ghost, whatever. This is different, my friends, and I want to share this with you because I think that this has the most heart and soul of any zombie film I've seen in quite some time. It has excellent cinematography, excellent directing, excellent acting. My only issue with the film is that I really, like, some of the writing was kind of iffy, and some of the decisions, I was like, you made them make that decision because that would just help the film go. It didn't feel like it was a natural decision. But I can excuse that because of what the story was. We have Carrie-Anne Moss. She's this like old wanderer. We have another character who's like a guy who's with his girlfriend, and they're trying to escape the apocalypse, and there's a car wreck, and he wakes up and he can't remember who he is, where he's at, kind of thing. Carrie-Anne Moss takes him in and you know, takes care of him, feeds him, does all these kind of things. And then we have him, you know, he's like, I gotta go find my fiance. I gotta go find my girlfriend. So she's tagging along with him, but then like secrets, you know, there's always secrets in these kind of movies where secrets begin to get revealed and things about his past become present in his here and now. And we learn things about him. We learn things about Carrie-Anne Moss. And we learn things about this world. The director does an excellent job of world building, of showing you what this zombie virus has done to the population, what they have been able to do as far as like curing it. It does a very good job of developing the characters where you give a dadgum care about their lives. You give a damn. You want to know, is this guy going to find his girlfriend? Is Carrie-Anne Moss going to survive to the end of the film? Is Frank Grillo going to be in it more than 45 seconds? Those are the kinds of things that are told to you that are developed in this film, you know what I mean? And it made it better for it. So many of these films, these zombie films, they forget the main tenet of what George A. Romero created with Night of the Living Dead, and that's telling a human story of people. The zombies weren't the villains. The people inside the house were. And so a lot of zombie movies nowadays are like, yes, we can get away with, you know, blood and guts and gore and giblets and all that kind of stuff because we're not killing humans. So we can live out our sick fantasies of dismemberments and all these kind of things in the form of zombie violence. We can do that. And that's cool because I love a good zombie slasher where you're just blowing chunks of rotted meat everywhere. Like, I love those kind of movies. But when you have a zombie movie that takes the people and it makes them the center focus and not the zombies, and not trying to escape the zombies, but how to adapt and live with the zombies. That's another reason that the early episodes of The Walking Dead were so good, is because once again, it was the people, the story of the people, not necessarily the zombies, that drew you in. And that's the same for Die Alone. It's the story and the twists and the turns and the human element of these characters' plights that draw you in, that make you want to sit and finish the film. And it does a good job of keeping you intrigued, of keeping you wanting to know more, of caring about these characters. And so for that, I have to applaud Lowell Dean. Fantastic work in that aspect. The writing could have used some work because some of it was just, it felt like fluff writing. It had no real basis in the film. It's just like, I know. And then we'll go to another, there was no reason for him to just say, I know, and then go to another scene. But, I can forgive that, like I said, because of how well this story was told. And you would say to me, well, if it's got bad writing, how is it a good story? The characters were written poorly. The story was not. You could tell the story was almost a labor of love because it was intricate. I wouldn't say complex, but it had not a lot really. It had several moving parts that all came together really well at the end to give you a satisfying conclusion that made you want to, root for the characters. It was just satisfying. It was a good ending. So I highly recommend Die Alone. You can find it on Prime, Tubi, those places to check out, guys. I highly recommend it. It's well worth your time. Hit that like and subscribe button for me on the way out. And as always, my friends, I am going to keep making them as long as you keep watching them. Peace out. God bless you, and I will see you soon.